Hey, welcome back. It's Table Talk Tuesday. The market's doing great. I don't want to waste any time because this is such a great thing we're about to tell you about. Pasquale DeLeo's here. He's the CEO of Quad M Solutions. They just came out with an announcement today of a big acquisition, the formation of their new subsidiary, NEWSMAX, that's going to give you, small business owners, new access to better healthcare than you currently have at a much cheaper price. Pasquale, give it to him, baby.
Thank you. Well, again, it's always fun now being here with guys who are fellow Italians. He calls me Pasquale, which I don't generally get that name. It's always Pat. So NEWSMAX developed a joint venture with a national PEO company called Infinity HR, which is part of today's announcement. And we formed a company called Prime Access. And Prime Access is geared to the gig economy. And John, to your point earlier, the gig economy is that which is the small business owner. These are people who could be from the kids coming out of their college dorms who invent their own internet companies, or it could be a
Uber driver or an
Uber
Airbnb
driver.
host.
Very, very big now because of what's happening to Uber.
How many people are suspected to be in this gig economy?
They estimate 38 to 60 million, depending upon how you want to talk about the age. But if you look at the Gen
better
Xer,
access to healthcare.
well, right now they have no access to health care because the traditional way of getting insurance today is punitive. So how did we turn around and give the savings? Well, we cut out the middlemen, plain and simple.
Okay.
So
we also
I think, John, most of the employees here, for us,
would
would
all
qualify.
fit. Yeah, everyone here would actually fit. And to give you an example, punitive, the state of New York, as much as they talk about trying to get more businesses to come to the, to the state, you have to have a 100 size employee company to do what I'm doing. So that means pretty much no small business guy can do it.
Well, let me ask you, and I've followed the question of healthcare policy a long time. My dad used to have a health insurance company, and he was the first person in New York ever to sell HSAs, health savings accounts. But the argument against HSAs is always the high deductible. It's great, but you still have to have the money to cover your deductible. If you need medical care and you don't have the $1,300 for that deductible, you're kind of screwed, aren't you?
So Frank, you and I hadn't talked before the show, correct?
Right, exactly.
I mean, this is not a setup.
No, I never met you before.
You have nothing up your sleeve?
Nothing up my sleeve, right?
Exactly.
So the reason that the health savings accounts, which I was saying in the last segment, have never become popular, the unions were against it, the banks were against it. It's not the high deductible. When they wrote the law in 2003, the law said you can have all these great tax advantages from a health savings account, but you must have first a qualified high deductible health plan. Well, back 10 years, 15 years ago, nobody had high deductible health plans. The unions hated high deductible. They wanted no deductible, which is one of the reasons why employers can't afford today a no deductible plan. It would be too expensive. So what happened was the name high deductible became synonymous with health savings accounts. And while there is a requirement, the high deductible plan only has to be about $2,400.
Interesting. You got to come back.
Well, wait, could we have him back for one more segment in the second hour? Because I think our audience really cares about this stuff and they need to know about it.
Well, it's your name on the show, John.
That's right. It's my name on the show. And Pasquale DeLeo is going to join us again in the second hour of Liquid Lunch, coming back at you right after this with Andrew Roberts.